Have you checked out Change Cars yet? That's the website where you can find your next car, because they only list cars from franchise dealers, giving you total peace of mind. That's changecars.co.za. You may recognize the face. This is the Fiat 500. Or is it? Because what do you do when your cute and cuddly boutique hatch just gets a bit small for you and the family's outgrowing it? Well, you stay with a 500 if you want, because this is the bigger brother, the 500X, the crossover SUV in the Fiat 500 range. This is the bottom of the range cult version. You get the Sport, and then you get the Sport with the EST, the extended soft top, which folds open, which I really wanted on test, but unfortunately couldn't get. But you can see, you get the crossover cladding like you expect over here. You've got very nice, neat 18-inch wheels. It's all standard. You go up to 19s on the Sport version, for example. But what matters, as I said, when the family's grown up and you need a bit more, is how's the space in the back? Well, driver's seat set for myself as always. Good headroom, decent legroom, and a USB in the back as well. All the features you want if maybe there's more than just you or two at most and you had the 500. So these are all the features you want to know about. You come around to the back, pop open the boot, which has the board over here and a space saver spare wheel underneath. Reasonable sized boot, not massive, but I think it's more than enough. You can fold the seats down if you need more load space. Powered by a 1.4 litre turbo petrol engine, giving you 103 kilowatts and 240 newton meters of torque through the front wheels, and a 6-speed automatic transmission. Let's check it out. Well, on the road, the 500X is smooth, it's comfortable, it's a pleasant little car. I keep saying that, but it's not so little either. It's sort of that bit bigger than little. But you'll see now, it certainly is smooth enough. Obviously a little bit bumpy at times, but then again, the roads in our suburb have really got bad, so I don't want to say too much about that. But let's just get down the road and then we'll show you what the performance side of it is like and the acceleration side. But it's also a nice light car to drive, yet true to Fiat tradition, I'd like to say. It's got a sporty feel to it, and that's what I do enjoy. So let's just now come round, and I'm going to put my foot down, and something else I hope you can hear, but it's got a little bit of a buzz to the engine, quite honestly, and that adds to what I've just said about the sporty-ish feel. And you know what? It's not a massive body, so the 103 kilowatts and 240 newton meters is plenty to power up a little bit of a hill or anything else of that sort. It certainly is one of those cars, it can behave as you want. If you're in the mood for a bit of playing, well, then it'll play, won't it? It really depends. Up the hill you can feel, there we go, no problems whatsoever, accelerates really nicely up a hill as well. And I don't know if you noticed that little swerve for a pothole. So the handling is pretty nippy, I have to tell you. Jumping in behind the wheel, as we always do, they've updated the instrumentation. You can see that center TFT screen over there got a bit bigger. And let's give you pertinent figures now. We've done about 400 kilometers on this test, showing 7.8 liters per 100. Well, that's not great, but it has been very much town driving, so I don't want to get too worried about it. I think it's fair enough. It's all neat, and of course you've got the round circular pattern all over the inside of the car. You've got your multifunction steering wheel, which does have cruise control. It's not active cruise control, but it's still there, and that's all that matters as far as I'm concerned. You come across to the center over here, and this is where I think most people are not totally happy with the 500. They've upgraded the screen, but it still is pretty small, let's be honest. It really is, and maybe it's a little bit, needs to be a bigger screen or something to that effect to really give you what you want. But it's there, it works, it's got everything you need, and that's the most important fact. You come down just below, and that is a button that, as far as I'm concerned, I have to remember to press every single time I get into this car, because that switches off the stop-start function. You know I hate stop-start, and just overall, that's what I do. Come down over here, you've got your control for your 2-zone climate control. Nice, works well, very effective. And below that, you've got 2 USBs for the front, and I showed you one at the back. So that's important. The gear shift, well, I told you it's a 6-speed torque converter, automatic, works smoothly. It is a little bit jerky on occasions, but let's not stress too much. And you've got an electronic parking brake behind over there. Well, that's a nice to have these days as well, and it works well. Overall, it's one of those cars you either like or don't like, you either want or you don't want. Simple as that. That's why I termed it boutique. Price-wise, well, as we are in the cult at the moment, 510,000 Rand, you can upgrade to the Sport, which gives you a little bit of extra on the bodywork, gives you a bigger wheels, and gives you a couple of other features that goes up to 560. And then the Sport with that extended soft top, which opens right the way to the back and can open and close at up to 100 kilometers an hour while you're driving. 580,000 Rand. No, it's not cheap, but this is one of these cars that you either love or don't love, and if you love them, you want them, and you'll want to buy one. So it's really, really a case of what appeals to you. I like it, I have to tell you that much. For Motor Matters, I'm Eleanor. See you next time.